Yo, what is good? Crypto family and my Coin Factory family, we're back again with you another daily Casper and crypto live stream. I apologize for the late stream and also absence today in the community. Of course, today of all days, it's not good for me. I apologize. Unfortunately, life got in the way again for me, but personal life aside, I'm sure a lot of people right now are feeling hard done by, worried, maybe emotional. I can't find the right words, but I'm sure right now with Casper retracing down to 6.3 cents, down roughly 8.48% on the daily time frame, with alts across the board bleeding. Naka, Vulcan Forge, Miria all down above 10%, Ethereum down 7%. Everything is, capitulating. The reasons why, I'm sure many are also searching for the reasons why as well. Well, in this stream today, this stream is going to be my take on the market and the reasons for the current corrections. Also, I'll do my very best to treat this as a sort of Q&A. Those who are seeking for some clarity or just want to know my personal belief, again, not financial advice, my personal beliefs, and I'll hope try and provide some form of clarity in my thought process right now. The TLDR of it all is I'm still not worried. I'm really not. I'm really not worried, but there is a reason why everyone right now is selling, why institutions right now are dumping. I want to get into that in a moment. As always, if you enjoy these streams, markets, whether they're good or bad, leave a like, share your friends, and subscribe for more. What's up, Devious Me, my man? Welcome back to the stream again. Greg, you too, brother. I'm torn. Either institutions know, we know the 4-year cycle, so they want us to think it's over before PAM, or the top is indeed in. To be honest, I hope we topped so we can get dirt cheap Casper in the bear. In my personal belief, not financial advice, and also information that I provided to members who are part of this executive community here, from what we've researched, and we research every single week, in-depth analysis from institutional insights, what they want, the cycle's not over yet. Nowhere near. In my personal belief, again, we'll have to wait and see what really untells. We could go down further. I have highlighted that throughout the last few streams and even longer than that, that the possibility that Casper and crypto goes down further, while I would like to believe it's unlikely, it's definitely possible. We're at the mercy of the institution. So we could definitely see it come down further. For those who are part of it, Tony, Joking, Bus, and equally my man Zizu. Those four in particular right now who are part of the executive community right now, they are aware more so than anybody else, I'd like to believe, about the current institutional sentiment and market direction. And while, I saw it in my community earlier when people were talking. Well, unfortunately, again, I was too absent. I was too preoccupied with my personal life to respond to any queries. But Tony, actually, who's one of the most active members in that community, was also, just kind of speaking on his behalf of things as well. And I think he, said exactly what I would have said as well. It sucks. We're only human. Emotions are going to run rapid even, but I think we're still okay so far. Nessie, my man, what's up? By the dip, just became a dolphin. Love to hear that, brother. Keep stacking that bag. I'm convinced we will come out better for this. So, to get into the Casper and crypto news, I'm going to start off with the crypto news first, because ultimately right now, the reason why Casper's dumping is not because Casper's terrible. It's not. It's because crypto, the markets, they are panicking, they're in shock, there is FUD. Right? That's the reason why. So, roughly $120 million has just been liquidated from the crypto market in the past hour. This is back of, 3 hours ago. This post was done, so we've seen a lot more liquidation since then as well. Also, Binance Exchange has allegedly wiped out 99% of altcoin investors in recent years. Enough is enough. And whether you can attest to it particularly being Binance or not, truth of the matter being is exchanges right now, they are manipulating the price of tokens. You can see assets down here, down as much as 70%. Casper right here is down 15%. Siri down 35%, and so on and so forth. I saw someone in my community say earlier, MSR99 and also Toggle, you two, shout out to you, both of you, because again, I think you have a point to say here, and I think you're also right. Toggle said that we have never in the past alts have never got screwed like this cycle, which is true. The truth of the matter being is, and MSR99 said that's what I wanted to hear, because I've been researching. I'm not as well in tune to crypto, but I've been researching myself time and time again, and everyone keeps telling me this is normal. And I'm going to clarify what they mean by this is normal. This correction from alts, this bleeding from alts, that is not normal. But the market trajectory and behavior is not out of the norm. So in the past, alts have never been screwed as badly. That is true. This is the worst alts have ever been, treated by the higher ups, the manipulators. But the reason why is because we have institutions here for the first time. That is a more significant impact to the market than we care to realize. And their access right now is pretty much exclusively just to Bitcoin. They have some Ethereum as well, but exclusively right now is just to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin can be held up relatively well, because institutions don't want to dump that, but they are more than happy to dump the altcoins before their ETFs could come out and then buy them at extremely cheap value. And of course, their alts, they have a higher multiplier potential than Bitcoin does as well. When people are saying this is normal, and influencers are saying this is normal, they're saying that the market acting in such a way when it comes down, when people don't expect it, that is normal. The significance of it and the drastic levels of this, no, it's a bit more than people expect. I mean, again, I've said time and time again, I didn't expect it to come down this heavily. I expected it to come down, and I did say a few streams back, expect more downside. We are following Bitcoin right now, but we can see Bitcoin's down 3%, Casper's down 8%, NACA's down 10%, XRP's down 5%, Ethereum's down 6%. Like, alts tend to bleed more than Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is now hovering around this zone here. Looks like it's trying to consolidate in this zone, this region right now here, potentially coming down more so as well. And in a similar position last time Bitcoin came down this level here as well, Casper was at 7 cents around here, and now it's at 6.5. So alts are getting treated, like cat litter. It's just going down more and more. It's a tough time. I definitely see that much. Now, why? Why is the markets dumping so heavily today? We are on Sunday right now, so traditional markets aren't open just yet. So why is crypto bleeding so much right now? Well, once more, because of emotional FUD. Shout out to Cody, who's also a part of the free community. Again, much as I was absent today, and I apologize again once more for being absent today, we have other very knowledgeable individuals in my community, my free community, not just the paid one, the free one here, who are constantly researching and even providing their insights on why the market's currently behaving what it is. Cody gave the scoop here, and it's, again, for me, the likely reason why the market's correcting right now. No dissent, Trump asked all Republicans to give us a few months and approve GOP continuing resolution. Trump, on Saturday, implored all Republicans to vote on a 99-page spending bill that will keep the government funded throughout September. As a March 14th, which is coming up, March 14th being on Thursday, or Friday even, March 14th deadline approaches for the latest government shutdown threat. So what's happening? Simply put, people are now worrying that we're going to be seeing a government shutdown because the Republicans and, Trump's party and the alternative party, they don't see eye to eye. They don't gel together. It's a massive, a massive ongoing feud, if you will. The bill largely maintains current spending levels, while an additional $8 billion be included for defense programs and $6 billion for veteran healthcare. Non-defense spending would drop by approximately $13 billion. Johnson setting up the bill to vote on Tuesday, so ultimately Tuesday will be a very, very big day. Despite the lack of buy-in from Democrats, essentially daring them to vote against it and risk a shutdown, he's also betting that Republicans will be able to quash inner divisions of the spending and force it through. The problem right now is they're worried that there will be a non-vote or it won't go through. As a result, therefore, the government will shut down. That's the reason why the markets, at least that's my personal belief right now from the information that I've conducted and looked through when I have been able to come on. I've been not on all today. But while I've come on and I've looked through some information, this to me seems to be the likely reason for why the markets are pricing the way they are right now, why they're coming down so heavily, because right now everybody is worried. And I get the worry, I understand the worry, but everyone's worried right now. We're going to get government shutdown, and if we do, then yes, markets will capitulate, they'll crash. Now, I don't think a government shutdown would confirm a recession. For me, the only way this bull market completely ends and cuts it short is a recession. And I personally would like to believe right now that recession is, while seemingly looming, is not going to be the outcome. I also believe that a government shutdown is also not going to happen. And I pray that's the case as well. I would hate to be proven wrong. Of course, anything's possible. Again, do your own research, not financial advice. But right now, as highlighted here again, yes, Johnson is setting up the bill to vote on Tuesday. So we'll hear about the verdict around this time Tuesday. Despite the lack of buy-in from Democrats, essentially daring them to vote against it and risk a shutdown, he's also betting that Republicans will be able to quash in the divisions over spending and force it through. So they're seemingly playing a massive game of chance and also daring the, competitive party, saying, I dare you to vote against what we want right now. I dare you, because if you do, we're screwed. And, the markets will capitulate and they're already struggling. So, try it. Trump once more is playing a game of bluff. So I'm not saying this is Trump's fault. Of course, people will definitely voice their opinions on that matter as well. End of the day, while alts are bleeding, Bitcoin's currently priced at 83k. Bitcoin was at 70k before Trump won the election. If Kamala Harris won, my personal belief, we would have seen it come down here and then go to here. All we saw was it go up here and then come down here. I think regardless, no matter who won, of course that is all hypothetical because we don't know what would happen with Kamala Harris being in power, should she have won. But I think regardless of who won, the end verdict would still be the same, much higher up. But, Trump just caused an earlier pump and a lot of people to end up making money earlier on, including seemingly themselves with Trump launching a meme coin. I'm not saying Trump's perfect. I'm not supporting nor putting down Trump because, of course, people have their own beliefs and I choose to remain neutral when it comes to politics. I cover the politics because it's an important factor and coincides with crypto, but I don't have a political opinion, especially American politics. Hell, I don't even like British politics. So this is effectively, from my understanding, the reasons. In normal times, avoiding a shutdown would be a big priority. But now, amid the flow of dramatic steps early in Trump's term, it's just one of many competing priorities. It's not clear if the two sides can find common ground. Only twice before has the government been shuttered when one party controlled the White House. House of Representatives and Senate, and both were during Trump's first administration. Whether the third such episode can be avoided will depend on how the two sides assess the tactical risk of bringing the normal operations of government to a halt. This, to me, is quite, for me, clearly the reason right now. And again, there may be more. It may just be manipulation in its entirety. This may not even be the deciding factor. But for me, exchanges are selling more and more, which I think, again, markets are closed right now. Trade markets, TradFi markets are closed right now because it's Sunday. For me, this is the reason why I think we're seeing a massive shutdown. How much longer? Well, it says here give us a few months. And I agree with that much. I do. I stated and have believed for some time that the markets are going to be acting very volatile right now with uncertainty from tariffs and equally, yes, the competing parties who don't see eye to eye, understandably as well. Shutdown seemingly looming. Will we get it? I pray not. Time will tell. We'll find out on Tuesday. So make sure you're here on Tuesday and we'll be discussing that as well. We can see it come down more, which would make alts bleed more so. Casper may come down to 5 cents, maybe even lower. I would be surprised, but we'll have to wait and see. Anything's possible. But at the same time, with the other massive information that, again, provided exclusively to members who are part of this community here, which, again, if you want to find out more, you can join for free. So literally just sign up, check it out for 1 week. If you think it's worth your while, then, you can make the most of this opportunity and what we provide here. Otherwise, then you can cancel your subscription. Again, we have no problem with that. Come back later. We welcome you here regardless. We provide a lot in there, weekly live streams. We're also trying to do some trading right now, which we have some very profitable trades recently. Hidden gems and whatnot as well. Institutional research documents to help understand what the market's doing right now and what they're thinking, which ultimately comes down to where this market will end up in the next few months and years to follow, which ultimately leads to bullish. Of course, if you want to understand a lot more about that and also understand where I believe the market is going to be heading, in what sort of direction, you've got to find out more in the community here. You can join for free again, 7-day free trial. Links down below in the description, also on the homepage here and also in the chat right now. But, of course, I'm not going to just leave you dry like that. I wouldn't do you like that. Of course, you want to know more. This is why the markets, I believe, are correcting. So what is in store for us in the markets, and why do I still believe the bull run is still very on? Binance founder CZ says too much money is spent chasing small, quick gains in crypto. Focus on ethical teams that build for the long term. Big money is built slowly with stamina. We're going to circle back to that point because obviously that could be easily correlated to Casper. But this is still, as a general point, a very important one to make by CZ here. Alex Becker, also a very known influencer, mainly in the gaming space of crypto, says most of the huge 20, 30x stories and tales of people making 20, 30, 50 plus million come from building, buying, holding, and staying active in times like this. Now, arguably I fell short today, although again, that was partly due to my personal life. Saying that, we're still here today. I'm still active today despite the price fluctuations and dangerous times. Still here trying to help bring some clarity to the space. I apologize again. I'm going to keep saying it because I do feel terrible. At a time right now, I'm sure I'm not by any means a saint. I'm not the, Messiah. I don't know everything. But one thing that I do pride myself very much into is knowing how to find research and information. And equally, I'm the one that brought community people together to find out more and have a place you can learn more. And unfortunately, due to my personal situations, I was not here today. Thankfully, I managed to get some time away to still provide this information here for everyone. And this, at times like now, where you're still here and you're still active, is when you can make the big gains. Almost every person or project founder that has big money made, their moves come in dark, boring periods. And Casper, again, we can talk about this point later on, Casper is a true testament to that. They are still building actively, massively, aggressively right now during the dark, boring, and even dangerous periods. They're still here. Now here we got here, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said, we are going to keep the US the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that. This is very bullish, and it's more bullish again when you see this news compared and combined with the information again, a pulse community here. But when you look at this, you understand that stablecoins will be very, very big. I've already provided information numerous times in the past, and equally in the free community, you can see the sort of significant impact stablecoins have in this market. And America, while very far behind right now, and again, while a lot of turmoil is going on in the political situation as well, causing the markets to, react accordingly and start dumping, the outlook in a few months' time still has them massively accelerating crypto adoption and therefore sending the market into a volatile frenzy upward. For me right now, and as we covered in my weekly roundtable for this community again yesterday, we showcase literal proof of institutions at conferences and interviews effectively saying they wish they could buy right now. They wish the prices were lower. They were confirming that much, as we showcase proof in this here. So for me, again, this correction is by design. They want the market to go down, so when they are granted access, when they're given the green light to get a hold of crypto, they'll flow back in thicker and faster. And actually, I showcased proof from my stream yesterday as well, that apparently banks were just recently given the green light to engage in crypto. So why is it so, how's it, surprising in that regard? The prices are going down. Banks are now allowed to engage in crypto. Crypto is too expensive right now for them. They want to make more money. They're selfish, as everyone is by nature. So they're going to send it down lower. Everyone be damned to scoop it cheaper, and then they can make more money. Coinbase, largest American exchange, to add 1,000 more US jobs in 2025. Thanks to Trump. Now, love or hate Trump, again, I'm not stating my personal viewpoint on him. He has definitely caused a lot of volatility in the market right now, I can say that much. But he does seem to have, for the most part, a relatively good outlook on the direction of the market, which will help mature it and therefore also help give it more liquidity and sending up higher as well. We're going to see more jobs coming with crypto this year. And equally, breaking news here, the Texas Senate has just passed the Bitcoin Reserve Bill Texas plans to buy up to $500 million in Bitcoin every single year, which is very, very bullish. And Brian Armstrong again highlights here, all these states and countries coming in to buy Bitcoin and are sure going to get some good prices. Every time you think you understand markets, it surprises you. The market's coming down right now. And again, do you think it's by design, or do you think it's a coincidence? Or do you just think it's just random? I think it's by design, personally. And that's partly speculation, but we've seen enough information already in previous streams to support that thesis. OTC trading, market makers, Wall Street controlling the markets with Bitcoin ETF, sending everything down and keeping Bitcoin just slightly afloat. Exchanges manipulating the price of Bitcoin, cryptos going down, bleeding altcoin investors. This market for altcoins has definitely been the hardest one. But at the same time, it is nothing new, because alts bleeding when Bitcoin is bleeding is also understandable. It's just more so than usual. So right now, market outlook for me, it's a massive worry about government shutdown. That's why I believe the market is currently pricing the way it is, and Casper is coming down heavily. Casper's coming down heavily as well because the levels of support for Casper are, I want to say non-existent, but they're not as obvious. You zoom out for Casper, and you look at this part here, you can see. Actually, go to the weekly, might be a little bit easier. Will it be easy to go into the weekly? Yeah, look at the weekly here. You can see at the weekly right now, there seems to be a level of support for Casper around here. But, underneath that, you've got this whole area here that effectively there is no level of support here. So, if we do lose this level here, we could very well see it come down to 5 cents. Technically speaking, that's a possibility. That's what the markets say. I'm not doing TA. I'm not doing the whole falling wedge, front side misty, battle red scar, AK price trajectory. I'm not doing that TA element. I'm just showcasing these are the zones. This is where you can see there's some volume here where it's been rejected and then even surpassed it. And right now we're seeing it at a similar level right now. Considering Bitcoin and where we're currently going, and again the looming of a potential government shutdown, I would not be surprised if we see the markets come down like this. Potentially, when markets over tomorrow, you'll see Wall Street buy a little bit more. As the markets come down a little bit more, now Bitcoin's down just below 83k. And then, coming into Tuesday, everyone will be looking at this. All eyes will be on the decisions going to be happening here. What the vote will be. Will the vote be for, or will it be against? Thus potentially leading to a government shutdown. And if that's the case, well, then we can expect markets to dump heavily, and therefore Casper will likely come down to 5 cents. Not financial advice, just currently understanding, thinking logically, how investors tend to think as emotional. And understandable emotional, but emotional nonetheless. Again, see the highlights here. People are too focused on short-term gains, quick pumps. That's the market that we're currently, at mercy to. The quick pump, people who are looking too short, to people who are looking long term, which is, to a T, Casper holders. This is a time for us to understand what's being built. Ethical teams, focusing strong, big money's built with stamina. And that's what we're going to get into some Casper news in a moment. But beforehand, I'm going to answer some questions, of course, because I'm sure there have been quite a few here. Falco says, my miners are underwater with a dip, but I keep going. Keep it on, my man. Stay strong out there. The general crisis problem drives everything deep. I completely agree. Just blame Trump, that lunatic destroyed everything. Again, people will support Trump, people will be against Trump right now. Understandably right now, the Trump FOMO of him being listed has definitely, laboured off, to say the least. The tariffs coming through haven't helped with the market sentiment either. So right now, people are second guessing Trump and his verdict, or him winning. But again, we all vote. Well, I didn't. I'm British, so I didn't vote for anyone in America. But Americans, they voted for who wanted to win. End of the day, there's nothing we could do about it. And again, for me, I do personally believe, while I have no proof as such, that regardless of who won, Kamala Harris or Trump, I think we would have seen a similar sort of market, in the sense that we see Trump's gone up here, come back down, Kamala Harris would have probably come down here, and they've gone back up. But ultimately, both would have still met at the same point. I'm pretty sure I saw, what's his name? The Raoul Powell, that's his name. Raoul Powell I'm pretty sure he said a very similar thing to what I just said as well. That, regardless of who won the election, ultimately the verdict would have still been the same. End of this market top would have been similar. Just the short term would have been affected more drastically. And that's what's happening right now. Everyone got the euphoria all up here, thinking, oh my God, we're going to see 300k Bitcoin. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's unlikely. But right now, I think we're just seeing similar market behavior to what we saw back here, where we saw it top in April, come down, and then price up again gradually here. What we're seeing right now is, in my belief, somewhat similar, except we topped 3 months early in January, not April. We'll see it come down, might chop sideways for the next couple of weeks, start to find a level of safety, slowly go up following regulations coming through and more institutions getting involved in the space, more building and developing coming out for projects and whatnot. And then the massive green light adoption comes through, FOMO drives crazy, alts go parabolic, which I think alts is still going to be coming. There's nothing, that's all the information that I have seen supports that belief that alts are still going to be coming, still have alt season, and the market will go up crazy. How high? That's, nobody knows. Everyone can predict, but nobody knows. End of the day, only the institutions know how high they want the market to go. Bull market started from end of 2022 till top of Bitcoin now. We drive the bear market in the last 2 years. Bull market didn't start from the end of 2022. No, that's not, the bull market didn't start here. Bull market started, bull market would have been perceived as starting properly around 2024 here, especially when you started hearing about ETF news. As soon as everyone started hearing about, BlackRock getting Bitcoin ETFs, that's when people said, oh, the bull one's starting now. And that's when you saw BlackRock buy, and we saw it go up here. Then we saw 6 months of chopping downwards and sideways until the election where it started going up again. This here would have been the bear market. The moment you saw this is the bear market. And now I'd say this is most definitely here. This is like run up to the bull market. This is like the year. This is like 2024. This is like bull market here. And often now we're in the bull market. This is a bear trap. That's from what I see from the market. It's not Trump's fault, it's just simple math. I mean, again, I'm not supporting nor defending nor attacking Trump. I can say that Trump's made the markets more volatile. I'm not saying he's the reason solely that we're correcting right now. I think I do believe wholeheartedly that people were, because of how Trump had his whole policies, if you will, were all based around making America great again, which also was through crypto. So of course, crypto FOMO went crazy when he won the election. Now, that FOMO is run off. It's faded off. It's weared off. So it's coming pricing back into a market that we should be in right now. But the thing is, institutions are now about or getting the green light to start engaging in crypto. Why they want to buy crypto and Bitcoin when it's at 100k? I wouldn't want to do that. And then also use the other altcoins that have actual utility, the XRPs. Again, you could love a XRP. It's got utility that can be used for banks right now. Early adoption. It might not be that way in the long term. Hopefully Casper takes over. But right now, XRP's there. Other assets. Sui might be used. You got Trump that has added Sui. I partnered with them. So again, it's possible. My Sui on my phone just went off because I said Sui. So you'll see alts, in due time start to rally, but right now they're going down and bleeding because right now institutions only have access to Bitcoin, or predominantly Bitcoin. Of course, some Ethereum, but mainly just Bitcoin. That's all they care about. But you saw Trump announce a crypto reserve. You've seen all this stuff here as well. This is bullish, and this is just again a small sprinkle of everything that we have seen throughout the past few months with crypto, and equally even more information in my community, the free one, and even extra information in here, where you can see the significant, exclusive documentation that institutions are publishing to their clients. So, for example, we've had 2 or 3 articles in there from PwC. PwC is one of the big 4 accounting firms in the world, alongside Deloitte, Ernst & Young, and KPMG. PwC, we've seen 2 or 3 articles from them, which highlights the significant stretch we're going towards in this space, and what we're seeing and what they expect to happen. There was one particular article we spoke about on yesterday as well that, that's why this market right now, I am, barely even a % worried, if I'm honest. The government shutdown does give me some form of like, ooh, that's interesting, you know. But otherwise, I'm not potentially worried at all, because I've seen what institutions are stating right now. I've seen the stats from surveys conducted with multiple institutions, and it's not us, retail, it's what the big money are talking about. That's what matters, unfortunately. We are nothing, respectfully, we are nothing compared to the market makers and the people who have big money who are controlling the markets. That's what that community is there for as well, providing a lot more in-depth information. As Tony said, it's his weekly newspaper to help understand the significant developments in this market and where we're going to go. Shout out Tony once more, and everyone else joking, and Zizu and Bus who are in there. If you want to find out more, again, links are down below in my homepage and also in the chat already. But I'm not worried about the corrections right now. Short term, sure, I do see more downside potential. Long term, no. I'll use this short term as a way to buy people's bags if I have the dry powder, which unfortunately still don't. I'm down on Casper. I'm fully aware of that much. I'm not worried in the slightest. I'd be so for real. CZ says as much here. I'm not focused on quick gains at all. I do focus on some quick gains in that community as well. We're doing some trading and it's been very profitable so far. It's been very good. But yes, we're Casper building in dark places. And, you know, they're building for the long term as well. So before I answer more questions as well, I'm going to get into some of the Casper news as well. And I'll come back full circle. So we can see here from CCA 7 SSS Axel, we should talk about TA again. Now, I did cover a post of him in the past, and I do think he is a relatively knowledgeable individual. Of course, seemingly basically around TA, which of course those who have been watching me for a while know my wholehearted opinion on TA. I think it's useful, but I don't think it's the holy grail. Same way as the power law, it's useful, but it's not a holy grail of deciding where market's going to go. Casper is a falling wedge waiting for a lift-off. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a textbook falling wedge forming here, the kind that makes traders sweat, but smart money salivates. Am I calling an instant breakout? Nope. Am I setting more buy orders at 0.056, so 5.6 cents? Absolutely. This setup screams compression before expansion, and historically, wedges like this or these don't stay trapped forever. Could we dip one last time before liftoff? Possibly. Am I ready for a shopping cart? You bet. Final words, if this thing bounces, don't act surprised. Wedges are made to be broken. And this is the chart he's highlighting here, which is similarly what I've also showed on my chart here on Casper. I drew out last stream as well, this falling wedge here, which once it meets down here, which is in and around the 5.6 cents area, it will hopefully and likely then bounce back up, although this seems to have it in and around mid-April. If it does, again, perfectly correct to here. But again, this sort of TA, as good as it may be, end of the day, if Bitcoin doesn't want to come down to 60k and leading all the way in through to May, Casper won't break out of that and go up. Not on my belief, because we're still very much in a Bitcoin dominant market. 61.63% Bitcoin. So what Bitcoin does, alts follow, as proven here. Now, that's not by any means to disclassify any TA being done. I think this is, I agree, quite a textbook falling wedge. So I agree there is some semblance of potential and truth in this. But as I made a post yesterday, this post yesterday of mine was actually very well received, so I'm happy about that. I made a post yesterday, and I spoke about it again in my stream yesterday, in my 2-hour stream yesterday as well, which ultimately just highlighted the fact that caring solely about the price of an asset, so Casper in this case, is the most toxic and venomous mindset one can have as an investor, and the reason why many don't make it. And that's also, again, CZ to the same thing here pretty much. Focus on ethical teams that are building long-term. Big money is built slowly with stamina. Don't focus on quick gains. If you care solely about price, while I understand we are investors who want to make money, I'm not saying completely discredit the price completely. I'm saying if you care solely about the price, it's a venomous mindset. Me personally, that's how I got burnt early in the last cycle, and I learned to change that narrative mindset quite quickly, which is why I ended up being relatively profitable last cycle. I now focus on what really matters. So in this post here, again replying to the same individual here, Axel, talking about the comparison between Ethereum and Casper, about how Ethereum in its first bull cycle, when it's still a proof of work token, came down 72.75% before an explosive rally. And similarly, Casper is kind of on the same path. It comes up that far before eventually following Ethereum in its same footstep. And I basically just said, it's true. This comparison between early day proof of work Ethereum and current day Casper is a prime example of, if you care early about the price, it can make it could be a venomous mindset. You may not make it because Casper could very well replicate what Ethereum's doing here. And of course, you're going to get shaken up by the price. While understandable, you could ultimately miss out. I'm not telling you to buy, I'm not telling you to sell. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research and trade at your own discretion. But back then, people followed Ethereum as well. The only difference, Ethereum, to my knowledge, had a Coinbase listing back then. Will Casper get the listings? Well, according to this post here, which one? This one here, Casper Daily here, breaking, Casper Spot listing is not ruled out by Binance in the near term. Binance confirms another 2 to 3 day delay in Casper reward distribution, which is typical, frustrating, stating and confirming that funds will be sent to a funding wallet. A withdrawal option is expected, and the exchange has not ruled out a Casper Spot listing in the short term. Further updates to come. Thank you for patiently waiting. Upon check-in here, that our relevant team shows that the rewards are still under processing. It may take another 2 to 3 working days to be completed. We apologize for the inconvenience it may cause you. Will rewards be distributed to funding wallets, and will there be an option to withdraw it? Yes, you are correct. It will be distributed to funding wallets, and there will be an announcement whether it will be listed for trade. Whether it will be listed for trade, an announcement about it, or an option to withdraw once distribution of rewards are complete. So once the reward distribution are complete, then we'll find out, are they going to list it, or if it's going to be an option to withdraw it, we'll find out. Now, if I'm perfectly honest, I don't think they'll list right now because the markets are too terrible, too disastrous. I'd love to be proven wrong here, but we can see Casper volume right now, 77 million. It's not very high. Much we're seeing it growing higher and higher with the bit getting buy, which is good to see. Gates still dominating, Mex is still dominating. You know, Kraken is still not really doing much. Although saying that Binance have been ready, allegedly, since 2023 to Christmas. So it has been a long time coming. So this very well could come to fruition. We get a Binance listing potentially very, very soon, following the distribution, as confirmed seemingly from the team here. Allegedly from the team here. But you have to wait and see. Again, listings for me are going to be good for the short term, but I mean, I'm at this point, again, I'm kind of numb until we see the actual Binance announcement. I'm numb to any of these sort of announcements. I'll cover them to give the understanding and the community sentiment right now, but until we see it, again, for me, it's positive, but it's still just noise. I focus on fundamentals right now. In the market we're in right now, in the market back here, noise was fantastic. Because noise helped pump the prices of assets in general, because it's still a FOMO market. Now, institutions are very well here. Noise is whatever. Noise is still relevant, of course. This is noise. It's very big noise, very worrying noise, but it's still noise. Because long term, I don't think it's going to matter that much. But until we get that, this again, it's by the rumors of the news type thing. This for me right now is potentially by the rumor. But unfortunately, Binance rumors aren't going to do anything anymore, because we've had Binance rumor for over a year. So until we get confirmation, that'll price the pump. That'll pump the price. Speculation won't do anything right now. We've had too much of it, but we might see it very, very soon, as highlighted here. But going back, and again, people followed Ethereum in the early days, and look where we are right now with Ethereum, because it brought something innovative and fresh to the community in the form of smart contracts. They were the first to create smart contracts. And then Casper, in that regard, is no different. It's also bringing something fresh and new and innovative to the space. A scalable proof of work infrastructure that upholds the true vision of what crypto was meant to be and Bitcoin was intended to be. A form of money. An actual form of money. Decentralized, not controlled by the higher ups, monopolized by them. For everybody to utilize as a store of value or a medium of exchange. Decentralized, fair for everyone. That's what Casper is. Could Casper potentially correct further? Yes, and it happened. That's not me saying I was right. It's me once more highlighting that Casper right now, we're at the mercy of the exchanges right now. There's nothing there for necessarily right now for crypto and or for Casper to pump right now. There's no catalyst, no sentiments for it. There's a lot coming, but they're for future developments, not right here and now, when everyone's focusing on short term and exchanges are manipulating the price going down. Is Casper dead? Could we correct to 6, 7, 80%? No. We're not. Ethereum did the same thing back here. Go look at your other major top cap coins, the Litecoins, the Chainlinks, the Cardanos, the Taos, which right now I'd argue out of all those projects, Taos the biggest one out of the lot. That's still down 70%, give or take. Casper's in a similar position. The venomous mindset of price will burn you. Sources say otherwise, that this market is not done for. So stop being so hell-bent on price action and technical analysis and learn what really matters. Strong fundamentals trumps all when we are entering a utility-driven bull market. That's what we're into right now. All markets previously were hype and FOMO, and that has been the case for the beginning half of the bull cycle. But now, institutions are getting involved and they want to utilize crypto. Stablecoins, they want to utilize it. We're now going to a market where utility really matters. Beforehand, it didn't matter as much. Of course, it built FOMO, but utility projects built FOMO and hype. And again, that's what happened in the early heart of the cycle as well. Now, it's utility that actually matters. Hype will still be a factor, of course. Memes will still be relevant, of course. But as the market matures more and more, Nvidia, for example, Nvidia, Tesla, Microsoft, all the top 7, the Magnificent 7. They're there because they have great utility. They offer something, not because they're hyped up there. Because they actually offer something. That's what the market for crypto is going to be very similar. So will Casper and RPM have the same fate as Candina, where, saw a massive pump and then just do nothing? Right now it's looking similar to that, but I agree with Christian Lobrick here. Certainly not Casper. If RPM I can't, attest to, but Casper I don't believe as well. It's going to make Ethereum and Solana useless. 10 BPS is coming out end of next month. That will make Ethereum and Solana negligent. It will be 200 times faster than Solana, which is already massively more faster. I think that's 600 times faster than Ethereum, while being scalable. So already scalable while being decentralized and more secure than both of those two. It will make them irrelevant. Will it take all the adoption straight away? No. It will take take some time. Hopefully speed up quicker thanks to the KI and other ambassadors for Casper who are getting its name out there quicker and then winning awards at the Blockchain Expo EU event, the Crypto Expo EU event. But Casper will make these chains useless and irrelevant, obsolete, when the time is right. Exchanges are manipulating the price of Casper right now. The exchanges' holdings are having all-time highs after all-time highs. Look, it's going higher and higher in the last month. Look what happened to the price. Every time the exchanges' holdings go higher and higher, the price is coming down more and more. What does that tell you? Exchanges are driving the price of Casper down, potentially. So that means when they deem the right time to then flip the switch and turn the market up for Casper, the volume comes back quick due to FOMO, and then Binance uses that volume to list at the same time, potentially. Again, it's speculation. But we compare the price. But again, most of us are either keeping it on exchanges or selling back to the exchanges. We're not holding it in cold storages, so they can manipulate the price of Casper. Look at the holdings. In the last hour, I've actually been seeing quite a few purchases. Actually, in general, we've seen quite a few purchases right now. The holding has dropped down from 512 to 511 again. It's come down a bit. But the holdings again, for the most part, the big wallets are buying more and more. Obviously, right now it's shifted a bit because a lot of the whales are buying off the exchanges, but we're seeing it again for the most part. These bigger wallets here, 21 buying 6 mil, 42 buying 3 mil, 16, like all these bigger wallets here are buying 8 mil Casper. So we can see a listing coming through the Binance very, very soon. There's potential. We've got some more Casper updates to cover as well. I'm going to answer questions quickly though. But again, markets come down further. I'm still not worried because I'm focusing on what CZ is saying here as what I've been attesting to and preaching for the whole time, which is strong teams, big utility, actual fundamentals, not hype, not short term, ignoring short term. That's how you survive these markets. Especially if you're in the right project. If you're not in the right project, then of course, you could be, ruined. But I would like to believe that Casper is the right project to survive this market. Hey, where do you buy Casper? I'm in CHF currency. I want to buy more Casper. Me personally, I now prefer Kraken because Kraken is, I think it's my favorite exchange for buying Casper. Also because the UK have a lot of regulatory, brick walls, if you will, to preventing the purchasing of certain exchanges. Like we can't use KuCoin here, we can't use Mexi here anymore. Although I already made an account, so I'm okay with that. You can't use Binance anymore, but again, I already made an account with that, so I'm okay with that as well. But Binance is the biggest one. Obviously, you can't use Casper there. I say Kraken personally is what I use. But there are multiple good ones out there. You got Uphold as well. You got other ones out there that are also quite good. I used to buy on L-Bank because L-Bank's extremely cheap, but I just buy on L-Bank and put it into a cold store straight away, so I don't lose my asset. Pictures are Kraken. There you go. Yeah. Today I got 1,440 more Casper. Love to hear that, Andy. Keep filling that bag. Looking very healthy, my man. EU create the first gap via Mika. EU is the nest of a snake. EU has definitely, the Mika regulations have also added to the, the issue. Because as I highlighted, I made a post about it. MiCA is going to be a significant impact on the market, bringing a lot of regulations that will benefit crypto and set it higher, but also effectively put like a noose around the market as well, constraining it to act as they want to. It's going to be beneficial, but also fundamentally take away from what crypto is meant to be, which is decentralized and for everybody. Open source. Regulations remove that factor. And Casper hopefully is going to bring that back. By the dip. That's what I'm saying. Man of Self is asking me at what point is buying more Casper just throwing good money after bad. I will of course buy more because it makes sense to. Well, yeah, I hope luckily the angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder are in some form of agreement right there, Just look for low, no rush. It's going to get more low. It could definitely go lower here. That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody knows what's going to do, especially things that claim to do. I mean, yeah, again, every time I state what's going to happen, I say it's my belief that potentially we do this and that. Of course, fundamentally speaking, nobody knows where the market's going to go unless you are a whale or a market maker or, the 1% who are controlling the markets. If you have the capital, then you know where the market's going to go. You can control it. But all of us here, or at least I can't attest to everyone actually, but for me, personally, I definitely haven't got enough money to control Casper's price. Definitely don't. And ultimately, at the same time, yes, as these two are saying here, DC and Dance, again, not financial advice, of course, but if you are significantly struggling in this market right now and you're just finding it too hard, then potentially consider, not recommend, not advise, I'm not an advisor, but consider to sit on the sidelines for a little bit, observe, hold stablecoins instead, wait for the market to recover, and then, if you're still bullish enough, then price back in. What's up, my man? I have 150k Casper now for 7.4 cents. Wow, you've got an amazing price, my man. Love to hear that. Keep it up, bro. What's up, DD? Hi, QC. Still there and not ready to leave. Daily indicators are good. Good week. Daily reset for Casper. Just Bitcoin, maybe just a little dip. And then we'll see it, but surely it will go back up. I mean, Casper may go back up. It may not. Again, no one truly knows. For me, in the longevity, and I'm talking the next couple of weeks, months potentially, then yes, I do believe Casper will come back up. In the immediate short term, we don't know. Right now, it's a Sunday, markets are closed. When the markets open back up again, we might see it come down further, because again, right now, I think this is what's driving the markets. The FUD regarding potential government shutdown. And it's not going to be, we're not going to have any confirmation of such till Tuesday. We may see the price come down continuously until Tuesday. And then hopefully we'll see what's announced alleviate the FUD. We'll have to wait and see. What's up, Raw Britannia? Hi, mate. Bagged down the glow today. Love to hear that. Keep stacking, my man. Ready to buy more, as you should be. As you should be, indeed. Chart is absolutely diabolical. Couldn't say it better myself. It looks gross. But at the same time, should we return to all-time highs right now? I mean, damn, that's a 3x. Almost. Actually, no, it is a 3x. It's over 3x. If we get back to here, the 3.5, if we get up to almost a 4x, it's just about 25 cents. 25 cents. It's insane. And, should we get the necessary catalyst being 10 BPS foundation block, smart contract foundation block, stablecoin foundation block, and also then Binance immediate catalyst to pump the price, then yeah, we could see potentially another repeat of this here, because Casper has been suppressed for well over a year. Well, it's been suppressed for almost a year. Because I would actually argue, people say Casper's been doing bad for a year, it maybe just be me nitpicking here, but I would not consider this Casper doing bad. I consider this. Casper was fine. No one's complaining about Casper up here. It was fine up here. It's only this part. This part's bad, and everyone's not saying, "Oh, it's been bad for a whole year." That's not true. It's been bad for the last, since August. Now again, it's still, 7 months, 8 months or so. It's still not great. I'm not trying to support the case. I'm just nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking, realistically. But the chart, yeah, it sucks. Thank you for being there, as always. Respect from Caspian. I'm fine, but I understand the frustration, and your news is good for those who have less belief. But fill your bag, not financial advice. Hey, you know it. I mean, yeah, again, I'll say it again. I do apologize for not being present throughout the day when people were, asking questions in the community. And even once I've done a stream today, I won't have time to be in that, because I've managed to steal some time away from my personal situation to, have a time to talk to you all here. Because I figured that today could have very easily been a day that I couldn't have gone live very easily. But because of how desperate the markets were looking, I thought if I disappeared today, it would just be terrible for those who are wanting to find some form of clarity and understanding right now. I'm not again saying I'm a messiah, but I understand that what I say has some form of influence and does help people give some form of clarity. So that's ultimately why I keep doing what I'm doing, because I understand it can help people. Again, nothing I say is financial advice, and equally stuff I might even accidentally have some like this for me here is the potential reason. But it's, again, the potential. It's not a confirmed. It's not the confirmed reason why the market's pricing the way it is right now. There might be other reasons that I'm not taking into account just yet. But I at least can try and find some. I can find information and try and find some reason for it. You know. If Kamala had won, all those court cases against crypto would still be ongoing. The war on crypto would still be happening. Again, that is a speculation. I do think there were signs that there was going to be a shift in adopting crypto, because, which I'll showcase again. You know, proof as I try to do. Meta here is a federally funded research organization, right? You know, they're the people who are, you know, they are non-participant guidance rooted in extensive research, trusted by federal agencies. Meta help administrations address critical national issues with objective solutions right now. That's what their goal is. And I mean, they did it to Trump. Trump won, of course, but their advice to Trump was to accelerate and enable digital asset legislation. You know, stablecoin bills, that sort of stuff, within 90 days of his office. He's currently only, I think he came on the 20th of January now, so about, 4, 5, 6 weeks in? So he's still not near 90 days yet, but probably about halfway, 45 days in. So in that regard, or maybe a little more, maybe 50 days in maybe, but in that regard then, actually we're 49 days in technically, I believe. No, February. Get the point. Point B is that I think if Kamala Harris won, Meta would have probably still advised that administration to still, you know, accept legislation, because it's what was necessary to address the critical national issues. That's the solution for their debt and everything else. But I agree that the way we've been seeing all the court cases against crypto dropped, all of them besides Ripple's right now, all of them be dropped, I think that is only would have been done under Trump, at least this soon. Kamala Harris has won. They would have probably still had a lot more scrutiny of the SEC. And Gallagher would still be in power, potentially even the Treasury Secretary, which has been terrible. Just patience, I agree. You would think that Casper would go on some big pump with so many exchanges and text is all incoming. I have strong belief in Casper and will not invest in more than 10.5k DCA though. I mean, again, I agree with what's coming for Casper, and again, as Kathy Wood stated, the longer the base, the bigger the breakout. Casper's had a very long base, and it's still, you know, struggling. So for me, when the breakout happens, and I'm not saying breakouts here, I'm saying breakouts probably here, because as I highlighted before, a lot of people right now understandably are very frustrated with Casper, and crypto as a whole, but Casper right now in particular if you're a Casper holder. So I think a lot of people right now are potentially just waiting to just break even. They'll take out at 20 cents. This is going to be a very tough level of resistance to break out above. And then some people who are like a bit more like, I need to make money anyways, they'll wait for a 10% gain. So 23, 22 cents. And then after that, if you break above that, then I think, okay, well then this is like complete price discovery. People are like, okay, well now, you know, I've been holding Casper and I believe in it, so it's going to go up. That's my belief. That's my personal belief. Understanding these sentiment from investors for the most part, from, you know, my 5 years experience in the markets. I'm not saying I'm a messiah. I just, from what I've learnt, just by the dip, you're going to be happy later. I agree. Whatever it will, that will amount to in the end in terms of Casper amount. I mean, yeah, $7,500 will be a healthy bag, especially if you're buying lower right now, which you can afford to. Be very healthy. Real world asset projects 2 on the higher play. Yeah, again, you know, people don't like the XRPs, XLMs because of their centralized nature and the, you know, the backing and the institutions. I get the reason for that, and the pre-allocation. I get the reason for that. The zero, you know, all pre-mined. I get them. But again, real world asset tokens have good favour with institutions who are driving the markets. I hedged my bet in XRP for that reason, and I've made money off it. Similarly to Sui, I've made money off that. You know, I don't have to trust them to understand they can make me money. I wouldn't trust Tesla personally. If I don't personally trust Elon, just me personally, nothing against the man. I just, you know, I just think, I say that I said it yesterday stream as well. I think everyone has their own personal agendas. Trump, Elon Musk, Kamala Harris, Bob down the street, Darren, your best mate. They all have personal agendas, so they all do what's best for their own interest. Some people will be more selfish than others, but it's still for their best interest. And I think, obviously, the higher ups, they're slightly more selfish, as they had to be to get there. So I don't trust Tesla, but I still invest into Tesla, because I do believe that what's going to happen with Tesla will be very big because of, Trump's connections. And those who do believe in Trump, not Trump, Musk's connections, but you get the picture. I don't trust XRP, but I know they've got connections that will hopefully let the price pump higher. I got some capital on Ondo, massive. I do plan to scribble some Ondo as well, actually. I think Ondo equally is I think Ondo and Hedera H-Bar are both very decent projects that are in this sort of space with institutions that Hedera is definitely about tokenization as well. I think this asset will be very, very good. Not financial advice against what I personally believe, but I think Ondo will be a big one. Everything besides Binance from exchange listings wise. I think Ondo will be a big one. I don't know where it'll go from here. It peaked above $2 earlier, so even then it's about 2x from here. 32 market cap, 32 on core market cap right here. I think Ondo will be a big one alongside Hedera H-Bar as well. What else is there to care about except the price? Tech. Too much money is spent chasing small quick gains in crypto. Focus on ethical teams that are building for the long term. Big money is built slowly with stamina. The ones that survive the long term, the big money, in that regard, those who get big money are those who are building slowly with stamina. That's what Casper's doing, very slowly with a lot of stamina. That's what Casper's doing. Care about the price. I'm not saying don't care about the price. This post here is not saying don't care about the price. It's saying care solely. I think the only thing you care about is price. If you care only about price, then for me that's toxic. And that's not me trying to attack anybody either. But if your whole personality and mood is drastically affected by this chart and what's happening, if you see red, you're going to be upset. I get it. If you're down on money, again, I'm down on money. I get that. But I don't care. I care about Casper's price, but I don't care solely about the price. I don't care because solely about it. If it was solely about the price, then yes, I'd be fuming right now. It's come down quite drastically since August. But I don't care solely about the price. I care about the price, but I care also about what, when the price is down on assets I'm holding, I find the reasons for that, and I look at the potential for it to come back. And for the catalyst coming through for Casper, how early it is in its life cycle as a project, it will come back. And in that regard, we're getting some posts real quick. Casper Currency, Casper here made a post when it loads up. Did you know that 90% of Casper has been mined? Why is it a big deal? Well, that means it's growing scarcity. With only 10% of Casper left to mine, the supply is tightening, increasing its long-term value potential. Network maturity. Casper Proof of Work network has proven its strength, high hash rate, and security with most of the supply now distributed. We can see here. Still hovering around 1.3 EH. And we'll see more miners, more superior miners coming out on the in like middle to end of April, when the 10 BPS should be coming out. So that'll likely increase the hash rate once more. Miners shift to transaction fees. With emissions slowing, miners will increasingly earn from network transaction fees. As Casper adoption grows, especially across enterprise markets, miners will have strong incentives to keep the machines humming. The future is built on high throughput and low fees. Right now, miners are mining Casper. Soon, they'll mine the transaction fees on Casper. That's how miners still stay with Casper. The KLC20 is a sign of that. That's why miners made so much money on KLC20. And then enterprise-ready currency. With low inflation, high speed, and enterprise adoption started to form, Casper is primed to become a global settlement currency for businesses and individuals alike. As supply shrinks and demand grows, the economics behind Casper becomes even more compelling. Casper's mission module is crucial for maintaining a balanced and sustainable ecosystem. The future belongs to fast, centralized, and scarce money and a power-distributed ledger technology. That supply shock, simply put, there's going to be a massive supply shock coming for Casper in the near future. That'll send its price through a bigger frenzy, and not just the catalyst of 10 BPS and all that stuff. Build that on top of the supply shock, the FOMO that'll drive from that as well. It'll be crazy. Binance testing will also add to that as well. Then you got here, of course, 10 BPS coming out in due time. 10 BPS per second, like watching Edison turn on the first light bulb. Macroni. sending the first wireless signal. NASA launching the first manned rocket ship to the moon. Kleinrock sending the first internet message, and Jobs announcing the iPhone. Welcome to the next epoch in modern digital ledger technology, Casper. 10 BPS right here. Look how insanely quick this is. It's insane. And in that regard, we got some more massive announcement here. Hashtag highlighted. Tom Polinsky highlighted here. This whole part here, this massive, relatively long thread here in response to, his insight on ZKs, all this stuff here. TLDR is 100 BPS, Oracle mechanisms, DAG Knight. Casper is now on the way to 100 blocks per second. More records, 10 BPS is already historic, 100 BPS is unheard of, and also unnecessary. Aviv Zohar, who's Polinsky's mentor, stated that nothing's necessarily more than 10 BPS. Somebody's doing it out of this pure love of the game, that's it. He doesn't need to do that, but he's going to. More records will be broken. At 100 BPS, even the most butt-tight, jaw-clenching Bitcoin maxis and worldwide orgs will turn their heads to invest into Casper. That, for me, while speculation, I think it's quite apparent. Casper's already got its stars, accolades, stars and stripes. It's already got awards. Some places already got awards and recognition. When it gets 10 BPS and it has a smart contract stablecoins, the adoption is going to grow slowly but surely and then start speeding up due to its superior tech. You'll see more mainstream media start talking about Casper as well, and it's easily the best layer one, which we've seen BSC News talk about. Institutions start turning their head as well. KRI is already talking. The KRI are meeting with the SEC Crypto Task Force for Casper as well, and many more agencies and institutions. This thread is an interesting read about Oracle mechanisms and the problem of garbage in, garbage out, and Casper will solve this, and they are solving this. The price is important. Not going to discredit your opinion there and your feelings on that. Anybody, not just DC. I'm not, again, trying to target no individual here. I'm talking in a general thesis to everyone who's currently feeling hard done by. Thinking, did we get scammed on Casper? Did we get scammed on crypto? Anything's possible. If it was easy to make money from investing, we'd all be billionaires. Most of us here will get shaken out. I'm not. I know what I hold. I hold Casper. I hold other assets as well that I think will do well in the cycle, which I've disclosed some of them in the past. I have the tokens here that I've disclosed to people who are part of the community here, who I think are also do very, very well. I'm trying to find some more hidden gems as well. When the market's down, that's when you do your research to find more potential plays when the market recovers. Some of them may not even be plays for now, they might even be later on in the cycle when the bull market's fully formed. Some micro caps only perform when the cycle top's already in. We're going to learn more about that. We find a lot more information there, institutional insight research. Want to find out more, again, links down below. If you want to have a community where you can kind of chill, chat and learn more about crypto and Casper, talk to people about the FUD together, cry together, laugh together, learn more together. Free community is also there as well. And equally, the stuff I talk about, you can find updates relatively frequently as well on Twitter, where we retweet the stuff as well. Links all down in the chat description, also my homepage as well. But I'm not worried about Casper. I'm not worried about crypto. The signs are here. This, for me, is why the market's correcting. So, keep a close eye on the markets, keep a close eye on this channel. We're doing daily live streams pretty much every single day around the same time, where we're talking about market sentiment and also Casper news. And this, for me, is the market sentiment. Why we're dumping right now is because we're worried about a shutdown. It's only going to be 4 days away now. We'll find out in 2 days. We'll find out the official verdict in 4 to 5 days. We don't want Binance to launch now. Yeah, I agree. Because see this apparently, but I don't think it will happen. And either way, if it does happen, I don't think it's good for them. I arguably, a potential outlook, if Binance this now, that could be a sign of this being the potential bottom. Because Binance have been already perp trading Casper for over a year, so they've got enough in that regard, you'd like to believe. So I would like to believe that if they launch Casper after already making so much money off them, they want to launch Casper. Again, Casper doesn't give them tokens. They buy it themselves. So in that regard then, if they list Casper, that may be the sign of the absolute bottom and therefore just a continuous rally up. Potentially, again, we'll have to wait and see. No bull until the Fed ends quantitative easing and pivots when we start QE bull run and we'll go nuts. Most likely Trump will print trillions, sending all market highs. I agree that QE and those sort of elements will help markets, but as I highlighted, and I've been highlighting for some time, we don't need them. In Trump's first term, which is the 2017 market, we had no rate cuts here. We had no QE here. And Bitcoin still made a parabolic run. Of course, the market was smaller back then, but it still happened. We now got institutions in this market for the first time ever. I'm pretty sure this article mentions something about Trump's first term as well. But yeah. It talks about the fact that, only twice before has the government been shuttered when one party controlled the White House, which was both during Trump's first administration. So Trump's not, this sort of, backlash is also not new for us. It might be new for us in markets, because this is obviously, back in 2017, the first time. But we'll just have to wait and see whether we can avoid a potential shutdown. QE will be helpful. We don't need it. Rate cuts will be helpful. We don't need it. We didn't need it last time. We don't need it this time. It'll just be helpful. Will Trump print trillions? Well, it depends. It depends. Because there could be a massive backlash from him doing that as well. We'll have to wait and see. It must be great for financial markets. Nothing's confirmed just yet. But I would like to see some QE definitely and rate cuts just to help the markets, stop bleeding so much. The blockchain technology was created based on economics. Exchanges exist for trading financial instruments. Legalized gambling. Price action causes fear, but the assets with true value will prevail. Couldn't say it better myself, Tony. Like a prophet, you said it like that. Yeah, I agree. I bet rather after FOMC the markets goes up and Binance arrives, but they don't think before. The temperatures completely are important to sell Casper. I mean, Binance listing, will come when it comes. I can't attest to when it will happen. No one can. We've been saying it for months and years now. It will come when it comes, and when it comes, it will be a big event for Casper. It could be by the news it could be a buy that we're going to sell the news, but the only reason why I think it's possibly not going to be that is because again, Casper's not like every other token, where every other token in space will pay their way into the exchanges, so therefore it can be a buy that we're going to sell the news. If Binance is going to list a project, they want to make money off the listing. So they won't want it to dump straight after they list it. So it might go up again. It might go up higher. Does anyone think we can go below 5 cents? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. I'm not discrediting the possibility of that. But I have to wait and see where Bitcoin goes. Right now it's at 82k. To go down more so, down 5% since we started streaming. Casper now down 10%. It's currently Casper's crashing. Anything below 10% is a crash. Casper will disappear if no adoption comes. Tech means nothing. Look at Cadena, IOTA, Tenzo, Litecoin, etc., etc. I still hope Casper makes it, but it's not looking good. I mean, adoption is going to come. We got the KRI. We got the KEF. Casper's winning awards. I agree that tech means nothing if you haven't got adoption, but Casper's going to get adoption. They have been working with Binance for over a year, since 2023 Christmas. They've been integrated together. Wolfie's confirmed that much. The KRI are meeting with the SEC Crypto Task Force and more institutions about Casper. We're not seeing the adoption. Casper's not got the tech just yet, but they are coming. They are there. I partly agree, but I personally believe that Casper won't disappear. Just me personally. BitGet can get used in the UK. We can also do BitGet, there as well. Me personally, I use either Kraken or I used to use LBank. Kraken for me, really easy to ramp to. Yeah, Kraken's just a nice one for me. Binance will list Casper once it hits 20 cents. Maybe, who knows? A lot of people will buy more if it hits. I mean, yeah, that's true. Because right now, massive sentiment for the community is 5 cents where Casper's going to go. If it reaches 5 cents, you'll see a massive buy wall there, I'm sure. So Erica's right there as well. Good point. I have 300,000 Casper. I'll buy more. I'd love to hear my man keep going. I have 218k Casper at 9.6 cents. A bit high, but I'm buying more now. Keep it up, Adam. Again, the lower you can get that average, the better it will be. The more gains you'll make. Of course, be trader discretion, not financial advice. But if you believe in Casper, you want to buy more, then go for it. Buy now or wait for whatever reaction we get on Monday. Well, again, we'll have to wait and see. For me, again, my belief right now is it's the way of the government shutdown. Markets are correcting when the markets are closed, when the markets open back up again. There's a good chance we see the TradeFi markets buy this massive dip, potentially send it down lower to cause more worry. And then when the news comes out on Tuesday, hopefully the news on Tuesday end up, is good, alleviates the FUD, the markets can just flip back up again. But have to wait and see. I'm going to grab some more Chainlink. Hey, go for it, my man. I put a huge order at 4 cents. If it goes down that far, then, massive. Well done to you for filling that in. Have to wait and see, though. March 18th, FOMC QE. March 18th, yes, FOMC meeting. I don't think we'll get QE. Or it might get some form of announcement about it, but I don't think we'll get QE happening that soon. We'll have to wait and see. Marisol Casper has a new miner. TBS goes live in 7 to 8 weeks. And Binance listing along with hash rate increasing coming soon. I'm bullish, just hit 250k Casper. Keep it up, Patrick. Massive, massive bag for you. Love that. Love to hear that. And yeah, the catalysts for Casper are very obvious. And that's why I'm not worried about Casper at all. Casper is effed for the next few months, potentially. I'm not highlighting the possibility it's not. Potentially. We'll have to wait and see. There are a lot of catalysts coming out for Casper in the next few months. So we have to wait and see. If Bitcoin recovers soon, then yes. But right now, no one knows. I'm not worried about Casper though. I have no reason to be. I see great green hills of Valhalla for Casper in the future. And even this cycle. What are your thoughts on 3 posts about Casper on X by BSC? I think it's just engagement farming. It's good to see because they are somewhat associated with Binance, but I think it's just engagement farming. It's quite obvious that Casper's, the better one in my opinion. It's good to see them talking about Casper, of course, but yeah, for me, it's just engagement farming because Casper clicks sell. Think about, Kraken. When Kraken announced Casper listing, that was one of their, if not their most viewed post ever, over like 1.4 million views or something stupid. Like Casper is got a massive community, a cult-like community, and I think they're just trying to capitalize on that. Lambda cancelled, Jay? Nah, not yet, Khan. I have no reason to believe that just yet. Everything is effed, in case you hadn't noticed, Dom Sun. Everything does seem to be a little bit screwed right now. Yes, not just Casper. In response to that, yeah, everything's kind of screwed, but we'll have to wait and see. You started late, and I got busy. I blame you for this. I started late because I was also busy. As you saw, Mr. Malt, I wasn't active in the chat at all today. Yeah, I know you're just joking either way, but yeah, I had some personal stuff again. It always happens at the peak time. I'm pretty sure last time I had a family situation as well. The markets were, going through a heavy correction as well. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm sorry. Hopefully I'll be better tomorrow. Hopefully the market's better tomorrow as well. It's to sell now. Technically speaking, yes. What's better, uphold or Kraken? It's preference. End of the day, I prefer Kraken, but it's preference. KRI is so bullish and we don't talk about it enough. I talk about it as much as I can do. I want to talk about it more, but a lot of their projects, they are only talking to the institutional clients right now, and they don't release it to the public just yet because NDAs. Once they release it, I'll preach it to the heralds and back. They're very bullish on Casper, and it's a big deal. Institutional adoption of Casper is here once the technology is built, and that's coming through in the next few months. Early crypto, I'm interested in Casper for obvious reasons, but Bull Run is not over. I agree as well. Are we selling? I'm not. Is Casper like Bull Run later than other crypto? So is Casper like Bull Run? Good question. Potentially depends. If the market starts running now, then yes, because Casper's big developments come out, May, June, July time. That's so arguably yes, but if the bull market doesn't start until Q4, then it probably will rally with the assets and then maybe go a little bit higher. I'd like to believe, but we'll have to wait and see. Anything's possible. I cannot confirm nor deny that. Everything is screwed up, but Cas is more it's taking a beating more than others. It's been a brutal year. Oh yeah, it's been a brutal year. Feels like a alcoholic stepdad, I swear. What should we do? Whatever you need to do. I would just say research more. At times like this, research more. That's all it is. That's what I have my community for. These streams, again, these daily streams, for me, it's just researching more. That's all we can do. Do you want to learn more about that? It's community here. You can come join for a 7-day free trial. Learn some of the institutional insight, getting ahead of the game. Equally on the free community here as well. And just try and learn more. Cody has a lot of very good insights. So you can always find out, people are very helpful in there. There's some doom and gloomers in there, but it's expected. But, they'll all be very happy when Casper starts to price back up again. Just research more is all you can do, really. The Fed was hard on Trump and very easy on Biden and Obama. However, since all crypto is down, great things are on the way and I'm not selling. I mean, yeah. No, there's a massive divide with Trump against the whole of the other, political, candidates and whatnot, for seemingly obvious reasons. I think there's still not. Yeah, I agree. There's no way I'm selling either. I think crypto's still in for a very, very good run. The KEF are going to rock you. I agree, completely agree. 60% of Casper supply has not moved. This has been proven by crypto reports on X. This means its big entities are manipulating the price, and 60% of the holders are holding strong and are inactive. Yeah. Again, the people who got on Casper for over a year or 2 or 3 years, they aren't selling. Well, like most of them aren't selling because they don't need to. They understand. People who are selling are the short-term holders, and exchanges manipulating the price of Casper down. Well, I mean, I'm not selling. Can we pay to put for Casper on screen time at Times Square? For real, why don't we do this? But I mean, if the community funded it, then sure. I mean. There's a potential to do that in the future, but Casper's a fair enough project. So if the community wanted to fund that sort of thing, then yeah, we can get it done. But the developers aren't just going to do that out of their own, free will. Haven't got the money just to do that. So if you create a crowd fund for that, and it goes through, then sure. People does not understand a thing change very fast in crypto. The next month will be more important for Casper. If it goes lower, I know people will be buying massively. I agree, crypto tech, Odie. I do. Again, people don't understand. I've highlighted already in the past how quickly some projects, to take 2 examples, AVAX and Solana. AVAX, Avalanche. Solana, last cycle. Both these projects are last cycle. Similarly, we're doing something here, did nothing here until August. And then in the span of 2-3 months, it jumped up. This one jumped up over 10-12x. Solana went up 8x. From 10 bill, again in August, to 70-80 bill. Again in November. So once more, again we're in a different cycle, of course, so things are not exactly the same, but things can change very quickly. So how much longer we've got to wait? We'll have to wait and see. The next few months for Casper is very, very big. End of this month, Casplex's team and Incurred Labs will be releasing a testnet for the smart contracts, the ZKEVMs, end of this month. Going into April, we should be seeing end of April time, ideally, if not early May, the full release of 10 BPS on the mainnet. Then in May, Casplex's team also confirmed they're going to be releasing the ops, which are the blacklist, the chown, and other stuff like that are necessary for stablecoins. So likelihood is we're going to get USDT Tether on Casper, stablecoin Tether on Casper USDT in and around May, if not June time, I'd like to believe. Binance might be also preparing for lifting around that point as well. We'll have to wait and see again. Smart contracts coming out fully in the summer, which puts you in June, July, August, September time. Dagonite equally coming out Q3, Q4. So for the most part, every single month from now, you've got something big to look for from major catalysts coming forward for Casper. Whether it be a listing, whether it be a fundamental development. Something is also working on smart contract system architecture and leaving Dagnite and GhostDag, the rusting, to Michael Sutton and that team. So, Casper is they're an ethical team that's building for the long term. They're not focusing on short term. They're not a meme coin. Despite people like to compare it, people compare it to Fartcoin. It's not a meme coin. It's an ethical team building for the long term. That's where the big money is built. Slowly with stamina. This is what Casper's going to do well with. Trump did a good job for fudging retail. I'll just buy more next few months. I mean, yeah, again, I think it's by design. But I'm just looking for more questions real quick. Do you think this manipulation? Yes, I do. Do people realise that in the past few years, Casper made over 80,000%? This is a small dip. I mean, it's not a small dip. It's a 70% pullback. But I do agree with you. Casper made such a massive gain early on that this, with respect, is kind of nothing. It's currently at 33,000%, not 80,000. It actually made over 100,000 when it's up here. But I mean, yeah, this is with respect to where Casper started off at, which has been just green, this is nothing. If Casper hits $1, can we get a face reveal? We'll see. I'm not confirming nothing. I'm not denying nothing. I'll see. I'll see. Why do everyone see my face, man? Is my voice not beautiful enough for all of you? People who were once in a below are holding strong and are part of the reason why we're taking a beating. In my opinion, market makers will do what they want if you make you rich. There's a quote for this: markets can stay irrational longer, you can stay solvent. Yeah, completely true. I agree with that much, very much. Red Panda Mining is currently down $30,000, mining Casper and holding during this period, as he should be, because he understands what's coming through. Do you think the next 2 months the price will go back 20 cents? I don't know. I want to believe it can do, but we need to see a market reversal. If the markets are still bad in 2 months, then no. Even if Casper does have 10 BPS and smart and stable coins and Binance, it won't. The markets are better by then, sure. Well, it depends right now. We've got too much uncertainty in the markets. We could very well, God forbid, very well see a repeat of 2021. We see it come down, putting us in around like 40, 50k Bitcoin right now, and then start to rally up again later on. We'll have to wait and see. There's too much uncertainty right now. I think Casper will come back in due time. I think Casper will surpass all-time highs and blow everyone's expectations out this year. But how soon? No one knows. All Trump says here is give us a few months. So if this whole thing goes through, there's no shutdown on Friday, and ideally in a few months with all these, crypto regulation stuff coming through, banks being given the green light, we'll see a lot more money coming in. Smart contract is one of the most bullish things, I agree. It is hard, but again, if it was easy, we'd all be billionaires. So, it is what it is. When do you think we were bull run? We are in the bull run already, technically speaking. We're in a bear trap right now. This is a bull run. The bull run started when Trump... The bull run properly started after the Bitcoin halving. And then, rallied up high of Trump's election. Now we're in a bear trap. But if you ask me when the market will rally back up again, in a few months. Probably going into April time. Or end of March time, I'd like to believe. Maybe even a little bit longer, I'm not entirely sure. No one knows. TA aside, macro aside, we could just look at the news. Right now, the next major catalyst we've got for us in the immediate short term is we've got the Senate is looking to find a time to mark up a stablecoin bill starting sometime next week. So from the 10th, tomorrow, up to the Friday, during this whole dilemma, the Senate's looking to find a time to mark up a stablecoin bill. That's good. We'll have CPI data from the Federal Reserve from February on the 12th. Again, rate decision on the 19th of March. And the SEC will host their first ever the SEC will host their first of 5 planned industry roundtables on crypto on the 21st of March. So this month has already got a lot of bullish catalysts coming into it. It's just markets are bad right now because everyone's worried about a potential government shutdown. Do you think Binance takes a trilemma on X if it doesn't list in the near future? I mean, yeah. I think Binance are, again, they're prepared for a listing. They want to list it. I just don't think the market's right for them to list it right now. If it was easy, then everyone would make it. Only strong investors make it. Again, that's what I've been saying. But, with that being said, I have to go and deal with my personal stuff, unfortunately. I thank you all once more for watching today's daily Casper and crypto live stream. I know markets are tough right now, and I understand you're probably also feeling hard done by. I'm very worried whether you're a new investor or an old one. It's always hard to remain rational and logical in these times. It's nothing new to us with respect to seeing the markets come down as heavily, but alts bleeding as much as it has been doing right now, that is new. So of course, it's going to feel different. It's going to feel hard done, but it's going to feel like everything's over. Anything's possible, but for me personally, still got more to come. I think we've still got a bull run ahead of us and more higher highs for Casper as well. If you want to know more, again, check out the community here. 7-day free trial, links down below. If you enjoy, leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. If you want to be more involved and have a community with people to talk to, then you've got a free Discord here, the paid one as well. And yeah, Have a great day, good evening, good night. See you everyone, and we'll be back hopefully same time tomorrow, and we'll get in more into the hopefully the good news and the market reaction when the market opens. So yeah, have a great day and take care now.